Max Verstappen kept it short and sweet when he dismissed Lewis Hamilton as a threat. His brief seven-word rejection of the seven-time world champion says a lot about the dynamic between these two Formula One rivals. Whether on or off the track, Verstappen and Hamilton are bound to be seen as competitors. But would you agree with what the Dutchman had to say about the Mercedes star? Keep watching the video to find out. Max Verstappen has downplayed his rivalry with Lewis Hamilton, saying that he doesn't feel the need for constant comparisons to the seven-time Formula One champion. Their historical clash occurred during the gripping 2021 title race, reaching its pinnacle in the final race. Verstappen emerged victorious in a race marked by controversy, and since then, direct competitions between the two have been hard to come by. Red Bull solidified their dominance over the rest of the grid with the implementation of new car design rules starting in 2022. The past year marked their most successful season to date as they clinched victory in all but one of the 22 races. Notably, Max Verstappen secured his third consecutive title with impressive performances throughout the season. In contrast, Mercedes has faced challenges in mounting a competitive stance, as their two cars were dubbed divas by team principal Toto Wolff. The team's struggle to present a formidable challenge might be the reason why Verstappen doesn't view the dynamic between him and Hamilton as a true rivalry. He told The Times, "I don't need that kind of rivalry. Of course, we want to beat each other, but honestly, once we're in a private setting, it's like just normal guys." At 39 years old, Hamilton has committed to 2 additional seasons with Mercedes, driven by the desire for a chance at an 8th title. Even without securing it, he maintains a significant lead over his most recent title rival, boasting 7 championships and holding the all-time record with 103 race victories. With 3 championship victories and 54 Grand Prix wins under his belt, Verstappen, at 26, stands as a formidable force in Formula One. Given Red Bull's strong position and the likelihood of their dominance until the next significant regulatory change in 2026, time is decidedly on Verstappen's side. There's ample opportunity for him to not only match but potentially surpass the impressive achievements of Hamilton. But Verstappen maintains that chasing and surpassing Hamilton's career record is not a specific goal that drives him. While he revels in the joy of winning and desires to sustain his dominance in the sport, emulating Hamilton's accomplishments is not the primary motivation for him. He added that, "If it happens, it happens, but you need to be lucky to be in a great car for a longer period of time. You're very dependent on the material you have. When I won my first title, I said everything that comes next is a bonus. Realistically, in F1, I've achieved everything that I wanted to achieve. Being on the podium, having a pole position, winning a championship, these kinds of things were my dream to achieve in Formula One. From now on, I'm just trying to stay on top." Max Verstappen isn't alone in thinking that Lewis Hamilton isn't someone to be worried about. Eddie Jordan, the renowned F1 team boss, has left out the 7-time world champion while choosing 2 drivers whom he believes could pose a challenge to Max Verstappen. Verstappen is widely seen as F1's premier driver, especially following the recent year of dominance he experienced. With Verstappen reigning supreme, there's a heated debate surrounding who, with the right machinery, could challenge the Red Bull driver. Considering his illustrious pedigree and track record in F1, Hamilton remains an obvious choice, despite being one of the oldest on the grid. But Jordan went against track record and chose McLaren's Lando Norris and Ferrari's Charles Leclerc. He told F1 Insider, "If I had a top team now and didn't get Max, there would only be one driver pairing capable of taking on Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, and his teammate, Lando Norris. I simply don't believe that Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso, who are well-deserved champions, would be able to keep up with Verstappen due to their advanced age." Despite more than 2 years passing since his last Grand Prix victory, Mercedes contends that Lewis Hamilton's drive to win in Formula One remains as potent as ever. He maintains a compulsive need to win in the sport, showcasing his unwavering determination. Hamilton's most recent triumph dates back to the 2021 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, a span of 46 races ago. The British driver saw his streak of securing at least 1 win in every season he had competed in come to an end in 2022. Despite missing out on his 104th career win last season, he did manage to clinch his first pole position since the Jeddah race, achieving the feat in Hungary. Despite the lapse in recent victories, the seven-time champion Lewis Hamilton maintains aspirations for an eighth world championship. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff is resolute in his belief that the team owe it to Hamilton to help him break the record he shares with Michael Schumacher. The pursuit of that historic eighth title remains a significant goal for both Hamilton and the Mercedes team. Mercedes is banking on the potential of its 2024 W15 car to narrow the gap to Red Bull and reignite a competitive edge, aiming for a return to winning and title-challenging form. Technical director James Allison emphasizes that Lewis Hamilton is still performing at an exceptionally high level, even in the face of recent challenges in competitiveness. The team remains optimistic about Hamilton's capabilities and the prospects of the new machine in the upcoming season. Allison explained that, "I think you would struggle to find a driver anywhere in the grid that wasn't motivated. I think that sort of comes with the territory, and generally speaking, the more successful the driver has been, the more sort of inescapable that compulsive need to win is." In Lewis's case, it's just a core part of who he is, so there's no doubt about his motivation to get back to winning ways. But whether or not he can do that will be much more in the hands of the equipment we've given him than in his own hands. He's always had that ability there. James Allison suggests that during the winter, there is limited additional input that the team's drivers, Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, can contribute to development. The focus has been on advancing the W15 car. However, he notes that once the car is on the track during testing, the onus for further improvements shifts significantly onto the shoulders of the drivers. Both drivers, their role over the winter is very largely to look after their physical condition, make sure that they're mentally prepared, and just stay in touch with us about our successes and failures as we're going through the hoops of getting the car specified, built, tested, and ready for them. It isn't really a part of the year where they can have other than an observing role with what we're doing. Once the car is running and once the car is talking to us, the person that is the interpreter is the driver, and then their voices start to have much greater weight. So over the winter, it's just getting themselves ready for the new challenge. That being said, Lewis Hamilton shouldn't get his hopes up anytime soon. Red Bull simulator driver and Formula E champion Jake Dennis, who participated in testing the 2024 F1 car, has offered his perspective on Hamilton's chances of contending with Max Verstappen for the title. According to Dennis, Hamilton should set aside thoughts of renewing their F1 title rivalry this year. Having contributed to the development of Verstappen's car for the upcoming season, Dennis doesn't believe Hamilton should be looking forward to a title challenge in 2024. When questioned by Mirror Sport about what Formula One fans can anticipate from the RB20 after testing the evolving car on the simulator, he shared his insights, saying, "We've got an extremely fast race car again at the Red Bull team. I would expect us to become champions again unless someone like Ferrari or Mercedes somehow manages to find about a second per lap overnight. I think it's going to be quite a dull season in Formula One with Max probably dominating." The RB19 machine from Red Bull dominated the competition last year, securing numerous victories. Verstappen played a pivotal role, contributing to 19 of those triumphs and breaking several Formula One records in the process. With such unparalleled success, Red Bull enjoyed the luxury of concentrating on the development of the RB20 well in advance, giving them a significant head start compared to rivals who were only beginning to contemplate their 2024 cars. On their developmental head start, Dennis said, "I'd be lying if I said we didn't switch our attention to the 2024 car quite quickly. We didn't do any development on the 2023 car after Singapore." The pivotal race occurred in September, and remarkably, Red Bull opted not to make further enhancements to their car for the subsequent 7 races. The reality is that they had already redirected some of their development resources towards the RB20 at least a month before this period, signaling a strategic shift in their focus. The scenario poses a foreboding challenge for Red Bull's competitors, who seem destined for another season of struggling to contend with the reigning champions. Jake Dennis, who has served as a development driver for the team since 2018, is keen on witnessing his forecast materialize. There's an additional incentive for him to root for a less eventful F1 season as he concurrently works towards defending his Formula E title this year. He stated, "It's so dominant from Max right now, it really brings new viewers to Formula E. It brings our championship alive because we just don't have that. We have a championship which is extremely difficult and close. We have 20 cars within 2 or 3 seconds on certain tracks, so it's a lot more exciting and a lot more enjoyable for the fans, I would say. We just need to branch out there to a bigger audience for Formula E and get plenty of exposure, which is what is needed for the championship to take it to the next level." What do you make of Max Verstappen's words when talking about Lewis Hamilton? Is he really dismissing the Mercedes star as a threat? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section down below, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching.